It was one of the world's biggest cyber heists. A bank robbery of the online age that no amount of armed guards, armored cars, and heavily protected vaults could prevent.
In early 2016, while most people were asleep, a group of hackers quietly made their move. They weren't robbing a bank with masks or weapons. They didn't even enter the bank, but they almost walked away with $1 billion. This was one of the biggest cyber attacks in history. It's known as the Bangladesh Bank Heist or the Falsified Swift Message Attack. It was a financial cyber attack involving unauthorized access and fraudulent swift instructions to steal money from the bank's foreign reserve. It falls under bank fraud, data breach, and cyber theft. The attack happened in 5th February 2016. The main victim was Bangladesh Bank and the stolen money was held at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Other countries were involved too, like Negara Malaysia on 27 March 2018, Sri Lanka, and the Philippines, where most of the stolen money was laundered. Some transfers were stopped because of the spelling mistake in the fake message. Thankfully, when the fake request reached Negara Malaysia, something was off. The hackers misspelled a word in the Swift message. Because of that small mistake, the transaction was flagged and blocked before any money entered Malaysia. But not all were blocked. The hackers successfully moved $81 million into Philippine accounts. This shows how quickly stolen money can be laundered and locked.
So, how can we stop it from happening again? Here are some important prevention steps. For technical solution, first, use multi-factor authentication. This adds extra layer of security, so no one can log in without extra proof. Even if the attacker has the password, access is denied without the second factor. Second, install AI system to detect any strange or suspicious activity immediately. AI system can analyze normal pattern of behavior. When something strange happens, such as payment is being initiated outside of normal hours, AI too can flag it in real time and stop the process. For operational solution, do a regular cybersecurity check on the system, such as schedule penetration, system audit, and review of access logs. This reveals weakness before hacker can exploit them. Next, train bank employees to avoid phishing email and system.
The hackers saw a golden opportunity in this discrepancy. They knew that while the bank's financial operations were expanding, its cybersecurity infrastructure wasn't up to date.
Bangladesh Bank cyber attack is one of the most shocking examples of how a small weakness in cybersecurity can lead to a massive financial loss. This attack was not sudden. It was carefully planned and carried out step by step by a skilled hacker. To understand how such a large amount of money was stolen, it is important to look at how the attack happened from the beginning to the end. The cyber attack on Bangladesh Bank started when hackers sent a fake email to trick staff into clicking a link. This installed a virus that gave the hacker secret access to the bank computer system. They stay hidden for weeks, learning how the bank worked and when people made money transfer. Then, they stole the login details for SWIFT, a system banks use to send money safely. Using this detail, they sent 35 fake money requests to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, trying to steal nearly $1 billion. Because the bank security was really weak, like using a cheap $10 router and having no firewall, and because of that, $81 million was successfully stolen. One transfer was stopped just because of a spelling mistake. The stolen money was quickly sent through casino and fake companies in the Philippines and Sri Lanka. To To avoid getting caught, the hackers changed computer records to hide what they have done.
The attacker's modus operandi was meticulously planned. They gained long-term access, spending weeks inside Bangladesh bank system, mapping the network and gathering crucial credentials. This deep access allowed them to create fake yet perfectly valid search instructions, tricking the system into initiating fraud transfer. This stolen $81 million was then immediately dispersed into shared accounts across the Philippines, Sri Lanka and Malaysia. The final stage involved laundering the money through casinos and payment service, making the illegal fund gain virtually untraceable and integrated into a legitimate economy. The impact for individuals, our public trust in Bangladesh financial system was severely affected, leading to leadership changes and intense scrutiny on officials. Organizations like Bangladesh Bank suffered massive reputational damage and revealed significant security vulnerabilities. SWIFT faced immense pressure, prompting global security upgrades, while banks involved in the money laundering chain endured. The attacker's modus operandi was meticulously planned. They gained long-term access, spending weeks inside Bangladesh bank system, mapping the network and gathering crucial credentials. This deep access allowed them to create fake yet perfectly valid search instructions, tricking the system into initiating fraud transfer. This stolen $81 million was then immediately dispersed into shared accounts across the Philippines, Sri Lanka and Malaysia. The final stage involved laundering the money through casinos and payment service, making the illegal fund gain virtually untraceable and integrated into a legitimate economy.
Bangladesh Bank cyber heist wasn't just a failure of technology, it was also a failure of responsibility and ethics. When trusted institutions like banks don't take proper care of their system, the consequence can affect millions of people. This case reminds us that good cybersecurity is not just a technical issue, but a moral one too. First, banks and organizations must take responsibility for protecting public funds by using strong and updated security systems. Second, hiding or delaying the truth about a cyber attack breaks public trust because transparency is necessary for accountability and safety. Finally, since cybercrime often involve more than one country, there must be a strong cooperation between nations to share information, track attackers, and prevent future incidents.
So, how can we stop it from happening again? Here are some important prevention steps. For technical solution, first, use multi-factor authentication. This adds extra layer of security so no one can log in without extra proof. Even if the attacker has the password, access is denied without the second factor. Second, install an AI system to detect any strange or suspicious activity immediately. AI system can analyze normal pattern or behavior. When something strange happens, such as payment is being initiated outside of normal hours, AI too can flag it in real time and stop the process. For operational solution, do a regular cybersecurity check on the system, such as scheduled penetration tests, system audit, and review of access logs. This reveal weakness before hackers can exploit them. Next, train bank employees to avoid phishing email and fake requests.
So, lastly, the key lessons we can learn from these incidents are: first, no system is immune. One of the most critical lessons from cybersecurity, which is that no institution, no matter how secure it appears, is completely safe from attacks. Central banks, which are typically assumed to have the highest level of security, have also fallen victim to cyber criminals. This underscores the reality that hackers are constantly evolving their tactics, and even the most fortified systems can be compromised if vulnerabilities are exploited. Second, small gaps, big losses. Cybersecurity is often compromised not through large-scale system failures, but through seemingly minor oversights. A striking example is how a single $10 router became the entry point for $81 million theft. Attackers frequently exploit weak links such as outdated hardware, misconfigured devices, or unpatched software to gain access to legacy systems. This lesson highlights the importance of securing every component of a network, no matter how insignificant it may seem. And lastly, to proactive defense more than reactive fixes. Many organizations still rely on reactive measures, addressing breaches only after they occur. However, this approach is no longer sufficient in today's threat landscape. Proactive defense strategies such as penetration testing, zero trust architecture, and AI-driven anomaly detection can prevent incidents rather than merely mitigating their impact.